Okay, follow up on the go-kart. The other day I rolled it out to the gravel, through the gravel into the street, fired it up, and I gave it a run back and forth on the street, ran maybe a total of quarter mile, and she launches hard. And here's a screenshot next that I'll show you of an app I use. Bottom left is the top speed. Yeah, 33 isn't impressive at all. So I found a calculator online for go-karts with and without jack shaft. Mine's running a jack shaft, so I ordered a different gear for the engine, a different gear set for the clutches, and a different gear set for the axle. I have the availability to run multiple different gear ratios, and I'll go across the chart here in a bit, but I'm currently waiting for the gear for the engine to be machined because it has to be machined to an 18150 thread pitch. The other thing I did is when I ran it about 5 minutes, and I didn't care for the temperature. I don't have a temp gauge on it, so I ordered another radiator. Let me give you a shot of that. Okay, there's the original radiator. I ordered the other one, very similar, a little longer. I'm not sure exactly how much longer, but started the modification, the mounts on it. It is not going to sit there. Actually, the mount right here is for the bottom of it. I'm using another seat bracket, or post I should say, for the top side. It's going to sit more in that manner. So I've got the extra bracket from a seat mount, and I took, oh, can't see the part I welded on. Took that little tab, welded it on for the bottom portion. I'll get it mounted up here in a few moments, and I will get the hoses routed the way I need them. So that's going to hopefully help with the cooling, the gearing. Like I say, I'm still waiting, and we'll see what we get next. Okay, well, there's a couple hours of work. A couple hours. Yeah, one might ask why it took so long. Had to relocate that much farther forward, take off the tab that allowed it to rock up and down. And then I felt kind of like a plumber after a while. Had to put different fittings on there to get to my size of water line. So I soldered on some brass or copper pieces. This part here, well, actually let's start the water flow at the water pump. Water pump down here pumps into the bottom of the motor, comes out the top, goes through the lines into this radiator. This radiator is connected to the top of this radiator. From the bottom it goes back to the water pump, so that's the water cycle. The only fill point is this one here, as this radiator was a used radiator found online at a much cut rate price. So I also ended up putting a petcock drain in here because neither one of these radiators had that, so you'd have to pop a hose. I'm going to run it a few times and see how the temperature does. There's not really much more I can do for this. And once I get that done and check for leaks, I'll drain it and put some coolant in it other than just water. Waiting for the gear from the machinist so I can switch out the bottom gear down there. So I'll be switching this one. I have new gears for this, and I have new gears for the sprockets down here. And here are the different gear ratios and the speeds I can get with the calculators I found online. So here's a list of my different available gear ratios with the different gears I have. I got the gears for my clutches, and the gear for my engine, the gear for my sprockets over there. So I also went on and found these calculators. After this video, I will show screenshots of those, and I will also have them in the description in case somebody out there is looking, comes across this, and ends up finding out that, well, hopefully they find out their gear ratio is incorrect before they purchase it. So what you're looking at here is on the top side, I have the different gear ratios that are available. My RPM, which is 5,700, I figured I'll max out at, which is what this engine was rated stock, and the estimated speed. The estimated speed is with the calculators online. With my different gears, I have my engine gear, my jack shaft gear, my axle gear, and then the gear ratio it comes out with. So once I use these different ones, it shows me the gear ratio, what that ratio is going to be as far as speed. So that's what I've learned so far.